In this podcast episode, political analyst Ian Bremmer discusses the current geopolitical turbulence, with Israel at war with Hamas, Russia at war with Ukraine, and the looming possibility of the United States being at war with itself. Bremmer refers to the current state of affairs as a democracy in crisis rather than a civil war, highlighting the deep divisions and lack of trust in the American political system. Bremmer identifies the United States against itself as the number one threat in the current global landscape. He emphasizes the likelihood, imminence, and impact of this internal conflict, pointing out the high stakes for both political parties and the erosion of trust in democratic processes. The inability to have a free and fair election that is universally accepted is a significant concern, with implications not only for the U.S., but also for global stability. Bremmer discusses the potential outcomes of a Trump or Biden victory in the upcoming election. He predicts that if the election were held today, Trump would win, but with low confidence due to the unpredictable nature of politics. In the event of a Biden victory, Bremmer foresees potential civil disobedience, social instability, and violence in red states where disenfranchised individuals may reject a Biden administration as legitimate. On the other hand, if Trump wins, Bremmer highlights the president's priorities, including ending investigations against him and politicizing government agencies to target his enemies. He also mentions the international implications of a Trump victory, particularly in relation to ongoing wars and global alliances. Bremmer delves into the role of social media and artificial intelligence in exacerbating political divisions and spreading disinformation. He points out the existential threat that social media poses to democracy, highlighting how AI can be used to manipulate public opinion and influence elections. The spread of misinformation, particularly through targeted campaigns, can further polarize society and undermine trust in institutions. The conversation touches on cultural factors that contribute to the current state of American politics, with Bremmer noting the erosion of social institutions and the rise of individualism. He contrasts the collectivist nature of countries like Japan with the individualistic culture in the U.S., emphasizing how economic disparities and lack of upward mobility have fueled discontent among Americans. Bremmer discusses how elites, including government officials and corporate interests, have contributed to the erosion of trust in institutions. He highlights instances of deception, such as the tobacco industry's lies about the health risks of smoking and the manipulation of public perception by powerful organizations. The lack of transparency and accountability in political and economic systems has led to a growing sense of disillusionment among the American public. Bremmer discusses the conflict in Ukraine, noting that the country is facing significant challenges due to Russian aggression. He highlights the need for the U.S. and European allies to provide support to Ukraine to prevent further territorial losses. He also points out the risk of Ukraine becoming divided and the potential for long-term animosity towards Russia. Bremmer addresses the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, emphasizing the need for economic opportunities for Palestinians to create a brighter future for their children. He discusses the importance of addressing the root causes of the conflict, such as lack of economic opportunities and insecurity, to prevent further violence and radicalization. Bremmer discusses the potential for a conflict between the U.S. and China, highlighting the efforts of both countries to avoid a crisis. He emphasizes the importance of maintaining stability and preventing escalation in the region. He also points out the need for guardrails to prevent further conflicts and ensure the safety of global security. Bremmer references historical events, such as Nixon's pardon, as examples of how past conflicts and crises were resolved. He emphasizes the importance of off-ramps and diplomatic solutions to prevent further escalation of conflicts. He also discusses the need for leadership and strategic decision-making to address global challenges effectively.